In troubled waters, you push me away. When will you realize that's a big mistake? Floating so low, you can feel your feet. I'm right here, so don't admit defeat. No, I don't wanna go. No, I don't wanna leave. I wanna be that guiding light you're going to see. When it gets dark and it gets hard to breathe, I wanna tell you how much that you mean to me. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Open slowly, let me see inside your mind. Talk it out, don't face your problems blind. Oh yeah, we're a team, so let me figure out what you need. Oh, don't you know that you can turn to me? No, I don't wanna go. No, I don't wanna leave. I wanna be that guiding light you're gonna see. When it gets dark and it gets hard to breathe, I wanna tell you how much that you mean to me. Hold on, tell me that you wanna know reasons I can't live without you, grasping for my broken toe. Hold me so close you can't see my face. Close your eyes, keep us in mind, and darling, I will keep you safe. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No, I don't wanna go. No, I don't wanna leave. I wanna be that guiding light you're going to see. When it gets dark and it gets hard to breathe, I wanna tell you how much that you mean to me. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us in the music room this evening. Instead of going virtually, we are going actual person to person and face to face for the first time. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce a very good friend of mine. I've known Drew now for coming up to maybe about a year or so. And Drew is from Downpatrick, an absolute fantastic singer. And I am, without further ado, I'm going to let Drew introduce himself and tell us all where it started. So, Drew, very welcome to the music room, man.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
So, how are we? How's things going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, dead on. I'm keeping all right. I'm from Downpatrick. I've only really started doing I suppose live performances and stuff. I've made a bit of music for a couple of years now, and yeah, this last weekend was sort of the start of the getting paid here for doing some bar gigs and stuff like that there, and yeah, so hopefully I can start doing that a bit more often, make a bit of a income off it, I guess.
Well, that's the main thing when the pound signs start coming in. That's
absolutely
you know you're doing right.
Yeah.
So where were you doing then?
The
weekend.
So on Friday night I was playing in the Devonish in Finnegy, and then I was playing in Horatio Todd's in Ballyhack on Saturday. Yeah, so it actually went very well. Yeah, all positive feedback. So hopefully a couple more coming.
And definitely, folks. So we will be putting up Drew's contact details, his Instagram and Facebook. I know you're always on Instagram, is probably the best way to contact you. So if you have a venue and you need good live music, Drew is your man to go to. So Drew, music, where did it all begin? Was it in the family, or did you just sort of grab it by the horns and go for it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a house with three sisters, so you can imagine the walls were just getting screamed down every day. So I guess, yeah, I've always just sort of been around older sisters listening to completely random types of genres and just sort of learning music that way. And yeah, I guess just sort of one day I picked up a guitar and taught myself that and went through school with it and stuck to it a wee bit. And yeah, started writing my own stuff, and that's sort of what it's came from.
So it's, as much as you're a singer or songwriter, so the creativity is constantly flowing in that mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, yeah, you just sort of work on things as you go. Like, I mean, I've sort of been doing it for so long. It's been a help, a hobby, everything. So yeah, I mean, you sort of pick something up and work with it, and eventually it starts to sound something that you enjoy, and yeah, so turns into a song. Yes.
And that's all it takes. And it's coming from life experiences, is it?
Yeah, life experiences, everything. Just yeah, things I deal with, things I go through, things I don't go through. Some things are, you know, not as maybe dramatic as they're made out to be in songs and stuff. Just being creative and trying to, I guess it's the overall sound is what's important, and how that's adapted to. The words in it are all obviously, you know, things that people hopefully relate to and be able to, you know, listen to for, you know, more enjoyment than anything. Yeah.
So that first one there, folks, we did was Hold On by Drew. Where did that come from, Drew, or what was the background to Hold On?
So Hold On, I wrote about probably 2-3 years ago. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure about 2-3 years ago, somewhere a couple of years back anyway. It's sort of about, you know, you go through. I've had different things that have sort of happened, you know, late teenage years and other things in life that have affected me. And I suppose a big issue of today is the what's talked about so greatly now is, you know, speaking up and trying to like persevere through difficult things that happen. I think as you go on through life, like you start to encounter things that maybe you haven't before, and you know, perhaps getting a bit, you know, upset over things and not being able to handle them properly. So I suppose the message of the song is just to, yeah, persevere through this, talk to people who are close to you, use them, you know, to help you as a person and to help you get through this.
And that's probably the best advice that you could give to anyone going through life or going through troublesome times at the moment, is that there is always light at the end of the tunnel, and we hold on and to persevere.
Exactly.
No matter what is in front of us, folks. And it's always good to hear that coming from a young fella, especially obviously you've an awful lot of social media, people saying bits and pieces.
Yeah.
You get an awful lot of peer pressure on young singers and songwriters coming up at the moment.
Yeah.
So folks, if you are listening here and you are wondering what to do, just we will cover that later on, but as the song says, hold on. Carrying on and keep going. So obviously then, Drew, you have your own unique sound and you have your own unique style of writing and of playing and of singing.
Yeah.
Where would your influences would have came from, and where have they all sort of mashed together, and what is on the cards?
Okay. Well, the thing is, it's quite strange because like I write a lot of music that like every day I don't listen to the type of music I write, if that makes sense. I listen to like you know, R&B and hip hop and rap and that sort of music, and like it's a very different genre. I like, obviously I like a load of genres and musical music and stuff like that I grew up listening to and stuff, but I guess if I was to say I was having own unique song, I suppose I'd probably be going for like probably Newton Faulkner. He was sort of one of the first songs I ever just fell in love with was Dream Catch Me. Yeah, love Dream Catch Me. Uncomfortably Slow by him as well. It's just songs like that. Now granted, he is an absolute magician like when it comes to music and guitars, and it's something I'll probably, you know, hopefully one day be as good as, but like, you know, for right now, inspiration, I suppose, like songs that have like that sort of deeper meaning, and using that. Another one then, like, this is a random one you'll probably not even expect, but Michael Bolton, I'm pretty sure, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?
Oh yes.
Yeah, so that was my dad's, like when I was growing up, like dad was singing that one, like, so like that was the first song. I was like, oh, okay,
a big power ballad.
Yeah, I was like, exactly. So I was like, yo, that's, you know, what a tune. Sort of, yeah. So like songs like that you wouldn't even expect. Like my sister, like my sister loved like Meatloaf and like Ozzy Osbourne, so I was always listening to that sort of stuff. And like it's just been like a hugely eclectic sort of group of different genres that I've used to sort of, I don't know, focus into my own sort of natural sound of what I want to do and what I want to sort of create and make public, I guess.
But it's been a full mishmash then.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, like I don't even know like where I like. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sometimes I'm sitting there stuck. I'm like I don't know what genre I even am. I have a song that my friend Rachel, she's a producer and she's doing like a course in Manchester at the minute, and she is currently working on like a dance tune, and like it's just like boof, 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 like literally like really completely different to anything I've released. Like my last EP had Hold On and stuff on it. It was like 3 songs on that one were like slow and chill and sort of like sort of everyday sort of relaxing songs, and then Hold On's obviously a little bit more of a ballad and a little bit more upbeat, and then I have other songs that I'm also creating at the minute that are like, you know, a bit more upbeat and a bit more, I guess, like socially playable in the fact that like I know, more listenable and like different age groups and stuff, trying to like meet sort of what the audience is, I guess, in a way, what people want to hear. So or you know, as much as I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do that in my own way.
And by all means, you are doing it in your absolutely own way, absolutely 110%. And so we have Matthew Stone has sent us a wee message here.
Right, okay.
Matthew Stone, how are you keeping, lads? Matthew, we are keeping well. Hope you are. I know you're away. Matthew's away on holidays.
Right,
so
okay.
Is,
right,
so,
very good.
There's been no gardens cut. So Matthew, good to see you in. And Paul White, my father's in. And such a lovely, humble young man with his feet firmly on the ground, Helen and Paul White.
Thank you very much.
You've got the thumbs up from the Whites of Ballarone. So during obviously music and outperforming and everything like that, it has its perks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to see the reactions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any of time where you're standing there and you're thinking, what am I doing this for?
Yeah, it's actually quite funny you say that. I was about to start in the Devonish the other night, and there was obviously, well, the first thing going into the Devonish on Friday, this was like probably the biggest venue I've played. It's obviously a decent sort of stronghold for you know, concerts and comedy gigs. So on Thursday they had Brian McMullen, who's obviously like, you know, massive, and you know, Florentinas were supporting them, and I was like obviously seeing this in their stories in the night before on their Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, how am I supposed to follow that up? And yeah, so then on the Friday when I was playing, Kieran Bartlett was the comedian, was playing like a gig next door, and there was like the guy who was doing sound was like, oh, there's 800 people at it, and I was like, 800 people? Do you know what I mean? I've never, like 15, but like not 800. But anyways, that ended at like 20 to 10. I started at 10 or half 10. Sorry, I forgot. And people just started piling into the bar, and I was thinking like, oh my god, what have I got myself into here? Like, this is way too deep. I'm in way too deep. Sort of, obviously that sort of anxiety that I'm still trying to overcover, like, you know, trying to get over, and trying to, that's what was holding me back from publicly singing for so long. I suppose like I had this sort of mental block that I was thinking like, you know, oh my god, everyone's going to judge me, and everyone's going to like think, oh, this is what he's thinking, and all this sort of stuff. So it was like a lot of stuff to get over. And then I suppose as you start playing like a few songs in, you're like, do you know what, people are actually looking like they're sort of enjoying this, they're singing along. And I was like, well, I didn't know I was capable of doing that. And it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's the most like humbling feeling whenever someone you see is like, even if it's a cover of a song, that you're, you know, you're doing it well. And like, it's like, yeah, that self-justification is just it's a really nice feeling. And that's the first sort of weekend that I've really had that where I'm like, well, people actually like this.
And hopefully it's definitely not the last one.
Yeah, hopefully.
I've seen obviously a couple of posts going on off Instagram of being at the Definition, being then at the one on Friday night.
Friday and Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely 110%.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm lucky enough to say I've got a load of friends that are really supportive. And you know, in a group of lads, sometimes it's hard to really try and bring this sort of thing, you know, music from a group of sporty lads that aren't really into like songwriters music. They're all into
Yeah.
the music I listen to, which is rap and hip hop. So when I start playing the guitar, they're like, what is this? Or at least I think that. But like, I'm lucky enough where I have a group of friends that are supporting me doing what I'm doing, and you know, being there, and family and stuff like that there. And my friends all come to the gigs and yeah, get steam and watch me. So I'm
Good
doing
music and good
exactly,
stuff,
yeah. So it
yeah.
was quite a surreal feeling, like all my friends sitting there having pints and me just singing away at them, and no one's sort of not enjoying themselves. Everyone's having good crack and stuff. So it's an absolute amazing
So
sort of
that's absolutely
feeling.
brilliant to hear. And you're an absolute credit, Drew. And from all us here, I know it's only me at the minute, but from all us here in the music room, you know we have promoted you. As
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even class.
And we continue to do so, and it's great to have you in. So, Drew, obviously, it's stepping away from music, and sort of you touched on there about the mental block. Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna just put it out there. You know me for years now, and I just
Yeah, said I is. Yep.
How has the anxiety been to get from where you were to where you are now?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's sort of like since I ever started playing guitar or doing lessons in school, I had to carry guitar into school, and everyone was looking at me like, "What's this guy doing with a massive cello on his back?" Like, you know, so it was like for them sorts of thoughts. Like, I was never I was always in, like, I was first in the football team, first in the, you know, whatever that sort of was, and so trying to break away from that sort of, so it's almost stereotypical of like high school sort of like, you know, what you are sort of thing.
Yeah.
At that age, I think you're not at the mature enough level to realize that you can be an eclectic thing, like group of different people in one, that you don't just have to pick a group and you can't do anything but that. So I think at a young age, like definitely was just coming forward and doing something outside my room was almost impossible. Like, don't get me wrong, I would have sang at like family events, but I would have hated doing it. I still hate doing it to this day. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't like saying it, but like, yeah, it does. It sort of has like a bit of an effect. But I mean, now that I'm getting a bit older and getting a little bit more into it, people are, you know, reactions are getting a bit, like, obviously they were always good, but I'm starting to actually, you know, take this into consideration and sort of actually agree, or not agree, but like acknowledge it as, like, they might not actually just be telling me that because they know me, sort of thing. You know, seeing people in public saying, "Oh, you know, this is class." Like, people coming up to you after the set the other night and was like, "You were amazing," and all this stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's helped so much, because that anxiety of like sort of being like, I can't play in front of people, that was something that just held me back, and I suppose I regret it, because, you know, I could have been, you know, trying to grow from, you know, years ago, as opposed to like a, you know, now I suppose getting older, but obviously there's still time, and obviously, yeah, but I'd say, yeah, if you're young and you want to express yourself in music or anything that you're doing, don't be shy about it, because you'll get to this age now and everyone's doing their own thing. The people you sat beside in class are somewhere in a different country traveling, or somewhere doing something else, and this is your journey, like, you know, this is what you're doing.
And every journey is different.
Yeah, exactly.
Every journey is absolutely different, and some journeys are mountainous and they're in a massive steep.
Yeah.
Some journeys are nice in the flat, and some journeys, sadly, is down in the valleys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Each journey is absolutely different, and as long as you hold on and keep your heart
yeah,
on,
exactly. Yeah, that's the thing.
That is the main thing.
That's why it was sort of the main, that sort of hold on, that sort of thing was like, just persevere, stop caring what people think, stop going through things on your own, just do it, and make your own path. Try to, anyway.
Well, enough of me talking gibberish.
Yeah.
You were away last weekend and got yourself new equipment,
yes, I did,
bits and pieces and stuff like that. So
yeah,
we're going to get a tune or two from you here.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best.
To the crack and get back to the chatting.
Yeah, this weekend was pretty long, so my voice is struggling a wee bit.
Okay,
but
all right.
If there's a few pitchy notes, I'm sure we'll all get over it.
There'll be no pitchy notes at all. Have a bottle of brandy and a bit of whiskey, so he's all right. Just don't stop him on the way home if you're a paper.
Please. Right.
So, folks, this is Drew Barnes, and Drew is going to serenade us with what we're doing this evening, Drew.
So I'll start off with one I wrote recently called Hungover Sundays. It's just like a sort of boppy thing you listen to when you're hungover. That's what sort of the idea was behind it. So,
well, Drew, I will let you take away, and this is Drew Barnes with Hungover Sundays.
Thinking lately of mistakes we used to make, going down roads we're not supposed to anymore. Time moves forward, situations stay the same, but now we're stuck in the same place we were before. Maybe we appreciate each other better from the time we both stood back and slammed the door. We both know exactly what's about to happen. Separation makes us need each other more. Looks like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, I don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, but I hope for my sake you call me on your hungover Sunday. And I'm struggling for reasons to stay away, and I know that won't change as we go day by day. And I hope for my sake you call me on your hungover Sunday. Lay the rules down on the table and let me know when you are able to get back to older days. Tried and failed those other people. You won't ever find my equal, so we'll always cross pathways. When you're here, the rain stops pouring. Is this just a Disney story? Guess we'll lie back and press play. Everybody knows the ending, but it don't feel like we're pretending. Winners always play the game. Looks like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, I don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, but I hope for my sake you call me on your hungover Sunday. Yeah, I'm struggling for reasons to stay away, and I know that won't change as we go day by day. And I hope for my sake you call me on your hungover Sunday. Yeah. So
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely brilliant. Have you got many phone calls on the hungover Sunday?
I wish, man. I wish.
So Drew, get the drop it here and get the whistle wet, as the man says. So Drew, obviously then that was hungover Sunday.
Yeah.
What are we going to go for next?
I'll play Hold On, will I?
Play Hold On live?
Yeah, sure.
That would be absolutely brilliant. So this is
gonna kill my vocals chords. That's what this is.
It's going to kill his vocals, but we are still going to go ahead here and get it done. So this is Drew Barnes with Hold On live.
Okay.
In troubled waters, you push me away. When will you realize that's a big mistake? Floating so low, you can't feel your feet. I'm right here, so don't admit defeat. No, I don't wanna go, no, I don't wanna leave. I wanna be that guiding light you're going to see. When it gets dark and it gets hard to breathe, I wanna tell you how much that you mean to me. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Open slowly, let me see inside your mind. Talk it out, don't face your problems blind. Mm-mm. We're a team, so let me figure out what you need. Oh, don't you know that you can turn to me? No, I don't wanna go, no, I don't want to leave. I wanna be that guiding light you're gonna see when it gets dark and it gets hard to breathe. I wanna tell you how much that you mean to me. Hold on, tell me that you wanna know reasons I can't live without you, grasping for my broken soul. Hold me so close you can't see my face. Close your eyes, keep us in mind, and darling, I will keep you safe. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, I don't wanna go. No, I don't want to leave. I wanna be that guiding light you're going to see when it gets dark and it gets hard to breathe. I wanna tell you how much that you mean to me. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
With your throat sore.
Yeah, it gets a bit louder than that normally, like, to be fair, but
Before. It's absolutely fantastic. So, Drew, we were talking there obviously about overcoming the anxiety if we actually get onto the stage and everything like that.
yeah.
Okay. And moving forward then as to dealing with the stage side of things, okay, you have to also deal with what's going on behind the scenes in regards to social media.
Yeah.
And social media is absolutely great. There's no point saying anything different. We couldn't do what we could do without social media. You couldn't promote what you without social media and everything like that.
Yeah.
But how have you found social media to be? Have you found it to be a positive, or have you found it to be a negative in some certain aspects?
Yeah, well, it's definitely something that's like, I mean, for me to really, you know, in this day and age, it feels like in this day and age, I said that twice, you have to sort of use social media to your advantage. There's so many people, obviously, everyone is on social media, Instagram, TikTok, all them sorts of things. Don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm probably definitely not the best at constantly posting and constantly being on top of things and stuff. I think right now I have a pretty busy life and like trying to find time, even though I probably should find more time to post all the time and have stories up. I suppose like, yeah, I could definitely do a lot better, and probably would do me a lot better as well. I think that's definitely something I'm going to work on and have been working on. I'm hopefully going to do another sort of single in the next sort of month or so. It was meant to be August, but just sort of with things going on behind the scenes, it's going to be a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Probably hopefully September, early October at the very, very latest. But yeah, in terms of posting and stuff, yeah, I need to do a little bit more. It's definitely got a positive influence. Like, I mean, of course, like, you know, there's that sort of audience that isn't actually in front of you, of course, and that's when you're doing everything virtually and you want people to come and see you in person. Like, that's the biggest way to get people there now, I guess. You know, I try to do as good sort of quality posts as possible when I do. But yeah, you see artists that are doing a lot better than me, you know, posting so much more and you know, really, really going at it and getting a good job done. And it's definitely something in my game that I think could definitely improve. Yeah.
But on your own aspect, and that's your own strength that you need to work on and everything like that.
Yeah.
But have you found there's been any negative? And what I'm trying to say is, if you are getting negative comments and everything like that, to overcome them, and what would you do if you were on that side of
Yeah.
the fence?
I mean, for me personally, I've grown up in an era where social media is like taken by storm, and like the whole anxiety of like posting all that stuff,
Mhm.
that was obviously difficult, and like being on like constantly like alerting, like looking at all your notifications, sitting there like refreshing things like, has anyone seen this? Is anyone liking this? I can definitely find myself getting caught on that sometimes. But to be honest, I think the general reaction of everything I do put out, people are very supportive. Like people are, sharing my stuff for me, friends, family, people that aren't even friends and family, obviously following along on the Instagram pages, trying to see where my gigs are, people texting me and stuff. So for me and my sort of bringing music to you sort of phase, I guess, it's been a really positive thing, because if I think sort of without that sort of extra push from people maybe messaging or people sort of reacting in a certain way to like a post or a story, I think for me that's encouraged me that I'm not being delusional, which I thought I was for a while. It's like I thought I was like the guy that went on X Factor and like everyone laughed at. So that was in my head. So like getting over that and people reacting in a positive way for me has been solely how I found social media. I'm not popular enough for people to sort of hate the comments or anything like that. Like I don't get any of that. So like, I mean, obviously that would suck. But obviously we haven't got that far yet. So for now, my experience with using social media and music has been only positive.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
That's the main thing. And just having a look at obviously overcoming anxiety and basically doing what you're doing and how you're loving what you're doing, and that's the main thing. If there's anyone out there at the minute, the music scene is extremely saturated.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and everything like that. And if there was any bit of advice that you could maybe give to someone behind the mic, as to go ahead and do it, hold on, persevere, and how do you think the music industry should be looking at, because there's bound to be artists out there, Drew, who are sadly being overlooked, and what would you like to see the industry actually doing to be taking them artists on board?
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard question. I suppose, there's so many artists that even I see on like socials and stuff that are absolutely class, and that I would aspire to be more like, definitely, that I feel like probably could be a lot bigger. A few local ones around Downpatrick that I've sort of seen singing bars that I've worked in back in those days, and seeing them being like, wow. Some of them are actually starting to come up now. I suppose in terms of the industry, I'm not really. This is this sort of another bit of a holdback, I suppose, with me. In terms of the music industry, I'm still very unknowledgeable. Well, not unknowledgeable, but like I'm not very from what I've seen on social media, like pages that support certain, supporting artists and trying to get like I've been put into WhatsApp groups from people in the industry who have like groups of creatives who are coming together to try and make like covers and all that sort of stuff. So like that sort of stuff's good. I think more of that, bringing the artists together and trying to get more events. There's a couple of local people that are doing events. Like this Saturday I'm doing one over at in Annachloe, and it's like a charity event in like a sunflower patch, and it looks like it's going to be class. So like, I suppose the industry, I don't really know what the industry as a whole can do, but I think things like that where artists are supportive of others, and I think they are doing a very good job with that as well. I suppose being in Northern Ireland, from my experience so far, it's very hard to get into any like radios, or like it feels limited. Probably just because I've not looked in the right avenues or not looked in the right places. As I say, like I'd say I could definitely do with a lot more guidance than I have. Don't get me wrong, everything I've had so far in terms of guidance and stuff has been brilliant, and people have been so helpful and supportive and trying to get me involved. That sort of word of mouth that you meet people, like the first time I ever did an open mic, someone spoke to me about coming to another one, and that's supposed that word of mouth that I was like, okay, he liked that, he's come back. That sort of support you get from other artists is brilliant. So more of that. Not that there's not enough, but more.
Exactly. and just keep pressing on. So obviously we will at the end obviously put your socials on. We also might tag Pablo or Stuart Robinson to see if they can do anything in Cool FM, and you never know. We claimed them first, so then you can
Yeah.
stick out your bike and sing it. But Drew, obviously, it's been a roller coaster of where you've came from
Class, yeah.
to where you are now, and that roller coaster is literally just starting to take off.
Yeah.
And it really, really is.
Hopefully.
So 5 years down the line, not being cliche or anything like that, but obviously with your career
Yeah.
path that you're doing at the moment,
Yeah.
is that going to be primary and then obviously music secondary, or what way are you going to try and work it?
I think that's something I'm struggling with at the minute, because obviously being on placement, for those of you who don't know, I was obviously on placement. Well, that's not obviously you don't know, but I was on placement in an estate agents with Philip. And I feel like this year, in terms of experience and stuff in the career that I've chosen to do professionally, I feel like it's been so helpful for me, and it's opened my eyes and taught me so much about sort of the property industry in Northern Ireland and everything that happens with mortgage rates and all that stuff. Not to get into it, but I feel like this year has been so beneficial to me, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So like, I absolutely love my job. I love going to work every day, and I feel like right now, obviously going back to uni, I'm going to have to cut those hours down. I'm not going to be about the office as much, not going to be about with clients and with colleagues, which I've built up over the last sort of year. And
what a reputation, Drew, you have built up with Quinn Estate Agents, and it's an absolute privilege to have you.
Yeah,
It
well,
really is.
I enjoy every second of it, to be honest. Like, it's been a brilliant. It's been probably a highlight year for me, to be honest. I've enjoyed it so much, and I guess that's the sort of holdback, is like when I have to prioritize a professional career, which is gonna, that I know that I could do a lot more damage in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in the future I could definitely, build up a little bit of a reputation and have a good name on my back for that sort of thing. But then again, like, it's the music's the passion, and the music's that sort of thing. So like, I suppose like having one and the other at the minute is quite difficult, because obviously you're working full time, you're trying to, but now that I'm going back into uni, I'm going to have more time to actually work on music and do gigs and try and use that as well. So like, I suppose it's a waiting game to see sort of, what I can actually afford to have in the life at the same time. How much time do I have for working as an estate agent? How much time do I have working for myself as a musician? And trying to have music, if you want to do it right, is a full-time job plus much more. Like, it's like just constant practicing and then going to gigs and getting your name out there and being socially active. And then you've got the estate agent side of things, where I've got an everyday job of things to do and people to see and that sort of stuff. So it's trying to find that balance, I suppose, to make time for music and to make also a lot of time for real estate. So in terms of my future, I don't really know where it can go.
What's the future to watch out for?
Hopefully, hopefully in both aspects, to be honest.
Exactly. And you will go far, Drew.
Yeah,
You
hopefully,
definitely will go far. So, Drew, anyone in the past couple of weeks, we have had different people on, and I know you've been watching the room and stuff like that, and it comes down to female artists, okay? And if anyone's been watching the lives, you know that I have been sort of quite shocked and annoyed by what experiences they have had. And namely, basically, when they go to bars or clubs or anything like that, because they're a female artist, they have sort of been perceived as, oh, you're a female, you shouldn't be singing or anything like that. And that completely annoyed me to the high.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's not on. Coming from a male perspective who's starting out along the same lines, how do you ever came across that prejudice at all, or even your young fella, what does it, that sort of way, that sort of ageism?
For me, no. I think for anyone to go through something like that, I mean, to be honest with you, some of my favorite local artists are all female, to be honest, actually. There's a couple of class bands with female leads, and also solo artists that are starting to blow up a wee bit. And I mean, that perception is wrong. So like, it's strictly wrong. And I think then therefore I am lucky in a way, not lucky because I'm male. For me, that means nothing. I suppose I'm lucky that I haven't encountered something like that. For me, in terms of like ageism and stuff, people love that I'm I suppose I have a bit of a baby face, and
Yeah,
and,
oh, you
and
do.
people think I'm like, people constantly ID me in shops for for like anything, and like anywhere. It's just, yeah. So no, I mean, I've just not experienced that. Everything for me has been positive, or else
Well,
I
that's good.
probably would have been held back by it. To be fair, at the stage I'm at.
That's what my concern was, Drew,
Yeah.
was that they experienced it as young female artists coming up. How can we as a society break that prejudice that female artists are more than capable and more than welcome
Oh yes.
to come into bars, to come into venues and completely lift the roof on them?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when young artists are coming up, and it's, say if you go for 2 gigs, and both 2 gigs, and you're a female artist, both of them sort of have that sort of prejudice view about you. That's going to knock your confidence way
Absolutely,
down, and you're not
yeah.
going to get back up, and you're not going to
Yeah.
go back.
Especially at a young age, like, yeah, if you're starting off maybe, you know, in your late teens or early 20s, where you're trying to make a bit of a name for yourself and trying to get your own stuff and covers out there and trying to get opportunities in the music industry, I suppose, like, you know, that's a massive drawback to that sort of, you know, a perception of that kind is you know, never going to help. And yeah, I suppose my opinion on it is just it is strictly bad.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite singer is my sister, and she's unbelievable. If she was trying to do music, like, she would be way better than me. Like, if I could sing like her, that's, you know, my sisters are who I grew up listening to, and, you know, funnily enough, they're female. So, you know, there's absolutely
It doesn't matter.
no
It
place.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get your view on that as well, just to see if it maybe is just maybe more of a young thing rather than more of a age thing, sorry, rather than an actual, no, oh, it's a woman or a man singing. And I to be honest with yourself, I was absolutely disgusted when I heard that.
No, of course, yeah.
It definitely shouldn't happen.
No, definitely not. Like, no.
So, Drew, it's been great to have you on.
Thank you.
I've had good fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize it'd be this easy. I keep thinking there's going to be 100 people looking at me, but like, this is obviously just
No,
the
there's
camera, so it's
definitely
not as daunting as it makes
7
out.
and 11 on.
Yeah.
They're still coming on there at the minute, so it is definitely good to see you all in, folks. Drew was the very first pilot that we did.
Yeah.
Many moons, well, probably about 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's going on a
And
bit to
basically,
sound like.
how the music room started was that we wanted to get artists like yourself recognised,
Yeah.
and it's now taking you near 3 months to get your backside out here.
Yeah.
Everything sorted out. So
Yeah.
for the man who was sort of the inspiration to do it, behind it, you bloody took your time.
Let it build up a wee bit.
You had to get it out. Had to get the audience up and also with it. But Drew, going forward, where are we next and what's on the horizon?
So yeah, throughout September I'm doing a few more gigs in Horatio Todd's, and there's a couple of other bars that I'll be posting and I'm doing as well. So hopefully more live gigs, and as I say, hopefully release another song in the next sort of month, 2 months, get it out, and then hopefully get back to the studio again and get a few more songs done, which has been on the list for a while now, and I really want to. I've got a lot going.
And get them pen to paper.
Absolutely.
Pen to paper, point to the mic and get them out there.
Yeah.
And Drew, where can we find you? On what platforms can we find you on? Yeah,
you can get on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, you name it. You can get it all on that stuff. It's just I use a distributor, and it puts it on all them sorts of major platforms like Amazon Music, anything like that at all. So if it plays music, hopefully it plays my stuff. And Instagram, Facebook, that sort of place. You can find out where I'm doing any live events. You want to call along and join in and see. I'd love to see you there. So
no, that would be absolutely great. So folks, if you are trying or hoping to book any venues, or if you know of any venues that are looking young artists, Drew Barnes' details will be on the live at the end. And definitely give him a shout. This fella is definitely one to look out for the future. Definitely. Whether that be in the state agency or whether that be behind the mic.
Yeah.
It's definitely, so if you want to buy a house, contact Drew. If you want him to sing at your contact Drew. So that was basically Drew in a nutshell.
Really
so Drew, we're going to wrap up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What 2 ones are we going to do before you finish?
I'll do one called Moving Slow. And then I'll do the one that I'm hopefully going to bring out in the next few while, called Escape from Loneliness.
Perfect. So this is Drew Barnes closing off the show, folks. And then once he finishes, we'll have a wee chat, and then we shall leave this for now. So Drew Barnes, you take it away, my friend.
Okay, no worries. Get the words up just in case I mess it up. Like I know I won't. I do know my own song, but like I just don't want to do it.
He's just bringing everything up here, folks. So don't be worrying. He's not leaving just yet, so he's not. So, folks, I hope you've enjoyed the show this evening. We have had a great time with you, having a good crack and having a bit of banter. So, Drew Barnes, and you take it away, my friend.
Okay. So yes, this is called Moving Slow.
You said you don't like me, but you still call on my name. Contradicting feelings, or was that your other face? Can't you make decisions, or is this part of your game? Well, I just think it's funny that you don't know what to say. Because you like to play with fire, but you get lost up in my smoke. Past 100 cigarettes, I promise you that I won't choke. Don't need opinions, you showed me in the way you spoke. Nothing you say means a thing, cause unlike me, you're moving slow. Oh, oh, oh. You ain't losing sleep, cause you say I'm not worth your time. Keep sending your messages, but first I'll join your line. Well, you think you can speak to me like I'm done, levels to incline. Well, I'm so bored of this shit, so back the hell out of my life. Because you like to play with fire, but you get lost up in my smoke. Past 100 cigarettes, I promise you that I won't choke. Don't need opinions, you show me in the way you spoke. Nothing you say means a thing, cause unlike me, you're moving slow. Ooh, ooh. So as you can go, so slow that you're about to tip left right out of your boat. Stick to what you know if you want to stay afloat. But I ain't gonna help, so I'll pack my stuff and go. You like to play with fire, but you get lost up in my smoke. Past 100 cigarettes, I promise you that I won't choke. Don't need opinions, cause you showed me in the way you spoke. Nothing you say means a thing, cause unlike me, you're moving slow. Moving slow.
Yeah, so that was Moving Slow, and one of the ones that hopefully I'll get to the studio at some point to actually record and make what I want it to be. But yeah, it's gonna be that sort of upbeat.
Really upbeat.
Yeah.
Really like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one in my opinion.
Sorry. And then now we are going to have Drew with the one that he's going to have to read because it's that fresh in his mind. But
that's what I'll get.
He's got it up here now, so enough of my talking. Here is Drew Barnes again.
So this is Escape from Loneliness.
It's been a long time, joined a long line, but now that I'm here, I've been showing you signs, so you know my scars only bleed for you. Wherever we go, our chemistry grows. We're in the fast lane, not taking it slow. I love when you tell me you love me too. So baby, tempt me with your words. Pull me in so tight that it's going to hurt. And when you feel my heart beat from my chest, make me your escape from your loneliness. The way that you glow, it draws me so close. I'm so lost for words, but I want you to know we bonded a million different ways. The best that I've seen, got my heart on my sleeve. I see your face smiling so innocently. I'll fight for us every single day. So baby, tell me with your words, pull me in so tight that it's going to hurt. And when you feel my heart beat from my chest, make me your escape from your loneliness. So baby, tempt me with your words, pull me in so tight that it's going to hurt. And when you feel my heart from my chest, make me your escape from your loneliness.
You one.
And that is the new one.
That is absolutely sensational, man. That
Thank
is
you.
absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Glad
So,
you enjoyed it.
folks, Drew is out and about. He has bits and pieces coming on. He will not be a stranger. We
No.
will see you again, probably, hopefully this side of Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
I will have a better crack again. So, folks, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Did you have fun?
Yeah, class.
We finally got there, so we did, folks. So, folks, I will be back on this evening at 10 o'clock with Celtic Country. So I hope you can join me then. I am have a good night's crack. But me and Drew, we're going to go get another drop of tea and have a wee another wee chat. And then we shall see you later then, folks. So thank you so much from Drew.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Happy enough.
Yeah, class.
And we will see you all soon, folks. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thanks.